A recent interview with Hermen Hulst has revealed quite a lot of information about PlayStation and Sony's strategies with their games going forward and how they will handle them with PC releases and other things like live services as well. And we also found out more about Sony's investment with FromSoft and what it could mean for their plans going forward as well. Lastly, we have CD Projekt Red, who has revealed that they have a ton of stuff in production with CyberPunk 2077 and The Witcher. Apparently there's a trilogy there, plus a brand new IP that they have not revealed yet. Now, before we jump into that, do me a huge favor, like, subscribe. It really helps get these videos out there, and I appreciate it a ton. Now, let's talk about this interview with Hermen Hulst and how they plan to do things going forward with PC releases and live service titles. And this comes from a interview with Julian Ches. I want to say Ches. I don't know for sure if that's correct. Hulst outlined the future of Sony's dual platform release strategy. In quotes, he says, "I think going forward, we'll see at least a year between releases on PlayStation and on PC platforms, possibly with the exception of live service games." So this already is outlining that, yes, they intend to release games on PC going forward. We kind of already knew that, but that's clearly outlined here. And that it'll be a minimum, a bare minimum of 1 year between releases. And we kind of heard them talk about it before, right? Like, if you think about everything they've said, they talked about how they kind of mimic, in a way, the movie industry, right? Movies go to theater, then they come to DVD or Blu-ray in most cases, and then they also go to services, streaming services as well. And that's their way of making their money again and again and again. And in a way, the PS5 or the PlayStation console, whatever it's going to be, is going to be the main platform that they experience it. And then after that, PC, and then obviously PS Now, or PS Plus, as we call it today. So that seems to be their strategy going forward. And when it comes to live service games, which we all kind of anticipated that this would be the case, they are dropping those games day and date. They haven't confirmed for sure, but it sounds like that's what they're going to do. And he says in another quote, "Live service games are a little bit different in nature because you want to have a strong community, strong engagement right away, right when you go live. So we might, in the case of our live service offerings, go day and date with PC and the PlayStation platform." And I don't think it's a question of might. I think they've already answered this question. I feel like they are convinced that that's the way to go. And honestly, I think that is the way to go. The more people available to play this, the better, right? And I even imagine that if they can put it on PS4, if it's possible, that they will. But if not, it's definitely going to be a PS5 and PC situation for the live service games, and it makes the most sense. I think they would be foolish not to do that. How can you expect a live service game to thrive on one platform, especially when they plan to launch a lot of live service games? But this could also include mobile as well, which we believe it will. So a lot of stuff going there on there. I feel like Hermen Hulst has kind of outlined it pretty well, and I feel like that interview was really, really well done too. Like, I don't feel like he was all over the place. Next, which kind of falls in line with this as well, we're talking about Sony's investment in FromSoft, which could lead to movies or TV shows. While discussing the company's purchase of a minority stake in the Elden Ring developer, PlayStation Studios head Hermen Hulst told Reuters, I don't know how to say it, "You should think of collaborations on the game development side first and foremost, but it's also not unthinkable with our PlayStation Productions efforts that we explore opportunities." So the thing with this is obviously when we saw this, we expected them to go in the games direction. We expected them to go into the entertainment in general direction. And this is just further confirmation of that. But he does outline here that game development is first. Once we look at game development, the next thing is the potential for production side of things, like with or PlayStation production efforts like TV shows, movies, anime, whatever it may be. And I feel like that makes a lot of sense for PlayStation as well, being they bought Crunchyroll, they own Funimation. Yeah, they're definitely going to want to look into possibly doing an anime for Elden Ring, possibly doing a live action, right? They could do all types of stuff there too, or any of their other IP, such as Bloodborne, which on the topic of Bloodborne, I think that if they ever do a Bloodborne TV show or anime or whatever, they'll probably launch that with the remaster of Bloodborne for PS5, I hope, and probably come into PC as well. But maybe that's what they're waiting for. We don't know, but that's my thoughts on Bloodborne. But yeah, this is very, very promising. I think there's a lot of good stuff here, and hopefully we'll see Sony jump into that with FromSoft, maybe produce some more games together. And hopefully we even see some anime. I would love to see a Elden Ring anime or a Bloodborne anime. That would be so awesome. Now, lastly, we were talking about the new games from CD Projekt Red. There's a lot of great games here, at least potential great games, as we don't know much else about them other than that they exist. And CyberPunk is getting a sequel codenamed Orion, and this is supposedly going to take the franchise further and continue harnessing the potential of this dark future universe. And I'm really excited about it. You know, I loved Cyberpunk 2077. I played it at launch. It was horrible in terms of bugs and glitches, but the end product here, now that they've patched it all, is excellent. So definitely a great game underneath all that. And I mean, once they fixed it all up, which still needs a little bit of work, it's a lot better. And it's definitely a good game, and I look forward to seeing what they do with the sequel. Then we have a bunch of Witcher games that have been announced. Project Polaris, Canis Majoris, and Sirius. And then they have a new IP as well, codenamed Hater. And this is an entirely distinct IP created from scratch within CDPR. The project is in the earliest stages of the creative process, which means we are not developing any game yet, but working exclusively on the foundation for this new setting. So this, we probably will not see Hater for a long time. Like, that's probably like 5 years out, if not more. In terms of these other games, I think we could see them hopefully in the near future. I don't know. We got Polaris in pre-production, so that's pretty early. And then Cyberpunk Orion, I think maybe earlier, just because they're probably already built the foundation on that, so it shouldn't be too bad. But we'll see what happens. I don't know. I think there's a lot of questions still up in the air with these games, but I love to see CD Projekt Red thriving. You know, although there was the situation at launch, I'm not ignoring that. That definitely was a problem. But right now, I think they've learned a lesson, and I think they will do better going forward. And if you haven't played Cyberpunk, that is definitely a good game you should play, as it's a lot better than it ever has been right now with, you know, all the patches and everything. So looking forward to seeing what they do with their games. I will definitely be there to support. If they do another, you know, mistake like Cyberpunk 2077 at launch, then they will definitely lose my support. But I think everyone makes mistakes. We can definitely... at least I can give them a second chance on that one. But that is all I have for you guys in today's video. I'd love to hear from you guys. What do you make of this Hermen Hulst interview? How are you feeling about their strategy with PC and with games as a service? And what do you think of their investment in FromSoft? What are you expecting from them? And how do you feel about these new Cyberpunk game, or this new Cyberpunk game and new Witcher games that have been announced in this new IP that they are working on? Let me know in the comments. And as always, if you have not subscribed already, please subscribe, like the video, share the video. It helps the channel a ton. You can follow me on Twitter. Link will be in the description. And I will talk to you guys all on the next one. Take care.